misses. Click, 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 click. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hi. Boosie kiss. Mwah. Boosie kiss. Mwah. Hugs. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed run through today's, advertisement so that we can get to the subject of today's video because I'm really excited to talk about it. So if you would like one-on-one coaching with yours truly or anything else that I may offer, www.lawofassumptionprincess.com. As always, make sure that you read the disclaimer in full before booking because it helps you out, it helps me out, and it just makes everything easier for the both of us. Mwah, thank you, love you. So I'm really glad that you guys loved the topic of last video, which if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend checking it out. It was basically me talking about how if you had what you wanted in the 3D, would your relationship or verbiage or description of the 3D be so like not fun, not lighthearted? Fuck the 3D. Fuck the 3D. Like, realistically speaking, it's okay to say fuck the 3D. So it's absolutely okay. I completely understand because we're understanding and learning and implementing these principles and these understandings of, okay, the old doesn't matter. The outdated doesn't matter. False appearances doesn't matter. But if the 3D was ideal, you wouldn't be saying fuck it. You would be like, yes, the 3D is my servant. Yes, the 3D is showing up for me and doing everything I have and doing everything I want it to do because that's its job. And so, yeah, I don't want to ramble on about that because I literally made the last video about it. But I wanted to kind of, I can't believe I haven't talked about this before. I highly doubt that I have talked about this before on this channel. This is something that I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to coin because I don't know if I've heard this term anywhere else, but from me, myself, and I and this channel. And I think I might have talked about this on a few lives, but now I want to get into like the steak and potatoes of it. Okay, y'all. So reverse inspiration. I'm excited to talk about this, okay? Because these are the kind of topics that really make law of assumption fun to me. So here's what a reverse inspiration is by my own definition, okay? A reverse inspiration is something or someone that is very much so rooted in lack, living off of 3D principle, living off of limiting beliefs, regurgitating the same bullshit song and dance that we have learned unconsciously from society. And so this could be through TV. This could be through, why is my cat? What the hell? Anyway, this could be through television. This could be through podcasts. This could be through like a plethora of so many things, because unfortunately a lot of the people in the world around us, they're still operating off of old programming. Now, in a lot of law of assumption videos and a lot of law of assumption content, you might hear people say, steer clear of these things, steer clear of any media, anything depicted in the media that is not reflective of your new story. Don't listen to music that isn't high vibrational, for lack of better wording. Don't listen to music that isn't representative of you encapsulating your ideal reality. And if it's not on one accord, and if it's not in alignment, you shouldn't watch it, you shouldn't listen to it. And here's what I'm gonna say. I don't feel like you should have to babysit everything in your reality. And here's what I mean by that. You shouldn't have to avoid media. I don't think you should have to avoid media. I don't think that you should have to avoid music. I don't think that you should have to avoid anything if you don't have the assumption that it's going to impact you negatively, that it's going to reflect negatively on you, etc. You know what I mean? And I also think that it's kind of creating too much of a task. It's creating too much work between you and things that don't have anything to do with what you decided in your story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a TV show comes on and, let's say it's like just some shitty reality television show, and, like in a lot of reality TV, as entertaining as it is, a lot of it do be like a terrible self-concept going on and stuff, right? I don't want to move about in my reality like as if I'm going to get infected by the limiting beliefs of the reality television and the people that are on the television living in their shitty reality that doesn't have anything to do with me. You know what I mean? This is why I don't want to change myself, because it's not about, okay, you do what I want out here. Or it's really, no, it's not about micromanaging things out here. It's about choosing and sitting in the decision in here. Because truth be told, if you're really secure in what the hell you're deciding, Okay. What the hell you're deciding and orchestrating in this reality. People acting like a bum, people acting like a hot ass mess, and all these things. This is not me being judgmental, but this is our community. This is like, we know what we know. But people doing all those things, it's not going to affect you. It's really not. And here's the part where the reverse inspiration comes into play. And this is where I started cultivating this for myself. Early on in my journey, I kind of started feeling like, oh God, it's contagious. The lack is contagious. Like, oh my God, the things that people do and the things that people say. And they're just like on such a lower energy and they're not on my wave of consciousness. Like, what the hell? I used to almost feel like, got to nip that in the butt because I don't want to get contaminated by it. The thing about it, y'all, is that the things that other people are doing in 3D, it's not a virus. It is not a virus. It cannot infect you and it cannot affect you unless you give it permission and clearance to do so. So, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it $150 with you guys. Okay. I love things like reality TV. I watch YouTube story times. I watch anything that entertains me. I watch gossip channels. Shout out to Sloan. If y'all don't know Sloan, y'all should look at Sloan, because I'm not even like a gossip tea person, but he's like one of those people that I like to enjoy. And as much as I enjoy watching or listening to my morning affirmations, my nighttime affirmations, I play my affirmations every time I get in the shower. I put my subliminals on every time I go to sleep, and throughout my day as I feel called to, I will affirm when I feel like it. I affirm in a very easy and natural way that feels good to me. I have many videos on it, okay? But I do like to just be entertained. You know what I mean? And there's no need to demonize that just because you are aware of a living in a better way that suits you and your godhood so much more. Do you get what I'm saying? So since I understood that and I came to realize that, okay, like, convincing myself that there is a viral infection that's going to infect me because I'm, interacting with these people and this media and, all the things that are normalized, whatever. I was like, why the fuck am I going to sit here and be afraid of it when I could just use it as inspiration? And it could inspire me to stay the course on my self-concept, my relationship with money, my relationship with love, my depiction of all these things. And it's almost like, it's not a form of pitying. I don't want to say that. I don't like that, because regardless of anyone's awareness or consciousness or where they're at in their own life and journey, I never would ever diminish anyone, downplay them, look at them as if they're lower on any type of scale than me, because that to me just isn't reflective of a person that has a strong and healthy self-concept. However, what I have found to be beneficial for me is just looking at these people as examples, looking at their circumstances as examples, and reminding myself and saying, see, this is why we stay the course. This is why we stay the course when it comes to our perception of self and our perception of our reality. This is why we stay the course when it comes to our perception of self and our perception of our worth and money and any and everything that you could think of under the sun, obviously, because manifestation is infinite and it can apply to everything. I use them as just core examples, and I remind myself, listen, obviously, this is not you. This is not reflective of you. This is not who you are. And viewing this and having the understanding and the awareness that it has nothing to do with you, it can't affect you, and it's not going to affect you. I use that as inspiration, and I use that as soil, because, ideally, I would love for the people who are going through these things in very public forums to have this understanding and have this awareness, right? But I understand it's not for everybody in everybody's lifetime. I get that. I understand that. I'm not trying to be Captain Save a non-law of assumptioner. It's not, it's case by case. But I would ideally love for them to be more aware and have this information to be able to navigate their life in a much better and enjoyable way for them. However, the way that I see it, it's like, okay, it's almost like a cautionary tale. It's almost like a cautionary tale. I look at these things and I don't absorb them. I engage with them. There is a way to engage with something and interact with something and not absorb it and not take it with you and not make it mean something negative. So this is why I cultivated the concept of reverse inspirations. And I have talked about this with a few of y'all in calls. And I don't know why it never like pinged on me to talk about it more, but like y'all, I'll give you like a straight out example. One of my favorite reality TV shows of all time that I just got my fiance onto it, okay? She's like in love with it right now, okay? One of my favorite reality television shows of all time is Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay? The number one, the one that started it all, the empire, okay? And as much as I love that show, and it is just so fucking hilarious and entertaining, like if you ever watched it, you know it is hilarious and entertaining. The women on that damn series with as much money, influence, and material items as all of those ladies have, a lot of them have a terrible, terrible, terrible self-concept. And you can see that not even just in their circumstances, because the circumstances be messy, honey. And I love sitting there watching it and keying, because the tea is, I don't live a life like that. In the sense that I don't have drama and confinement and bullshit. I just got people around me that love and adore me and show up for me and pour into me and help me and, you know, adorn me and appreciation. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they do too, but you already know. I'll be on the television. But anyway, I don't live like that with all the messiness and the drama and confinement. And so even with their marriages, even with their relationships, it is just like, like, you know what I'm saying? So even, and I say it all the time, the people that y'all think are just so high up, you're like, oh, this is my inspiration, this is my idol. The Kardashians, horrible self-concept. You can see it in how they carry themselves. You can see it in the stories that are continuously published by them. They're one of my favorite reverse inspirations, because yes, they have the materializations. They have the items, they have the money, they have the clothes, they have the accolades, they have all of that, all of these things that everybody thinks, once I get a little piece of that pie, I'm gonna be whole, and I'm gonna know that I'm the good law of assumption that I always knew that I was, but I just needed this proof first. There's people in this reality right here, right now, that have all those things that you're waiting to make that a conclusion about you being chosen and being all the good shit. They have all that already, and they still don't have a good self-concept. This shouldn't be news to you. You know this. There's many, and the list goes on and on. There's many people who have so many things that you're telling yourself you're waiting on, so that you can know that you're chosen, and you can know that you're powerful, and you can know that you're wanted. You're waiting for that, to know all that shit about you. People have it, and they don't even have a healthy perception and conception of self. So what does that say? What does that say? That lets you know right there, the materialization of the thing is not what grants you the validation and the chosenness and the power, and surely not the godhood. That's all you, my kitty. You wanna say hi? I wanted her to meow. This is Omen. He just got fixed. And Onyx is over there. They're sisters. Yeah, I've been using that. I don't know if I would call that a method or a hack. I think it's just a way of perspective and a way of life for me. I don't, go ride and hide and getting scared. Like, I think of it as like, all right, if you were to go see a scary movie and you didn't assume that a scary movie would scare you or affect you in a negative way, it won't. It's like that. You know what I mean? For me, it's just so null and void. It's just something for a means of entertainment and reverse inspiration for me. And that's it. I don't permeate in it. I don't feel like, oh my God, I'm rooted in lack because I'm watching this show. It's going to take all my stuff away. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, what a waste of time. That's silly. But I just wanted to come in here and I wanted to have like a funny, like off-topic, lighthearted video for y'all today. Definitely getting ready to diversify my channel just a little bit more. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm excited. Thank you guys again for 10K. I'm like, oh, I feel so cool. I just feel so loved and adored. And I love you guys. And make sure that you follow me on all my socials, y'all. Y'all better be following me on at the very least, TiffriahGrande Instagram and Law of Assumption Princess Instagram, because I'm very active on both of those pages. And my Law of Assumption Instagrammers know that, like, I ask y'all first. when it comes to the content that gets posted on here, and you want to contribute and you want input and you want to see what you want to see, you better follow that Law of Assumption Princess account, because I ask y'all all the time and y'all answer, and I love y'all for it. So until next time, you guys know that I love you. 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 I love you.
Switching in positions.